All right. I think that we can probably go ahead and get started. So I don't want to waste your time. Well, welcome everyone. I'm so glad to see you all. So if anyone else comes in, they can, Felicia, you can let them in. My name is Peggy Hayes. I am working for Health Vision of Fort Wayne. And I just welcome you all to our first series of Eating Smart, Being Active online. COVID has caused us to do so many things online, and here we are. So I want to tell you a little bit about Health Visions. We are a faith-based, not-for-profit organization sponsored by the Poor Handmaids of Jesus Christ. We are an advocate for the poor and underserved. We do lots of chronic disease classes here for the Latinos and African Americans, but we do it for anybody. That is our targeted area, target focus. So we really care about our communities, and we care about making them healthier and making sure we're an advocate for them. So we are located in the Urban League building on Hannah Street here in Fort Wayne. I mean, on Weiser Park in Hannah. So we just welcome you all here. So everybody excited about being here? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And because we are a faith-based organization, we do a prayer. So for those who do not wish to be a part of this prayer, this takes about 30 seconds or so. You can step away for a moment and then come back if you will, or you can let us know for the next time if you would like to come in after we pray. But this is, I'm going to do a little bit of a devotion today. So I'm going to start, okay? It's a real short one. When something in your life or thoughts makes you anxious, come to me and talk about it. Bring me your prayer and petition with thanksgiving, saying, thank you, Jesus, for this opportunity to trust you more. Excuse me. Though the lessons of trust that I send to you come wrapped in difficulties, the benefits far outweigh the cost. Well-developed trust will bring you many blessings, not the least of which is my peace. I have promised to keep you in perfect peace to the extent that you trust in me. The world has it backwards, teaching that peace is a result of having enough money, possessions, insurance, and security systems. My peace, however, is such an all-encompassing gift that it is independent of all circumstance. Though you lose everything else, if you gain my peace, you are rich and rich indeed. That is our devotion for today.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. So are we all ready to get started?
Yes.
All right, Felicia, slides, please. And before I do the slides, I want to say something. Did all of you do your pre-test?
Mhm.
In order for you
I
to get
got
your
mine in.
$10 today, I need that pre-test.
Yeah.
Okay? So please do the pre-test. Let me know if you haven't done it yet, because we need the pre-test for the grants. You have a test today, a pre-test today, and you will have a post-test at the end of the 5th class. We do need these. So please make sure you have done those. Has there anybody not done theirs on the call today? Everybody's done theirs on the call today?
Yeah.
Yay, yay. All right. Okay. Eating smart, being active. This is what we're going to be doing today. Next slide, please. These are topics we're going to be talking about for the next 5 weeks. The first one we're going to be talking about today is get moving. So it's all about exercise. The second topic is plan, shop, save. The third is fruits and vegetables, half your plate. The fourth week would be making half your grains whole. And the last week would be go lean with protein. Next slide, please. All right. So each week, and when you show up here on the Zoom, you will receive $10 gift card for participating. So it can be either e-gift or we can send it to you to your address. So make sure Felicia has everything that she needs in order for you to get the card. And at the end of the last week, you will not only receive a $10 gift card, but you receive a wonderful and gracious cookbook that is full of recipes. And that is a cookbook that we will send you. It's very colorful, lots of wonderful, healthy recipes that you receive for completing the class as well. And then you will also get a graduation certificate. And I hear that some of these certificates, your doctor, you take them to your doctor, you know, that you can get credit for that. And even let your, I think, and let your insurance company know about it, that they can get, that you can get credit for that as well. For some insurance companies, I don't know which ones they are. But two things, what are two things from the class that you hoped to learn? Because I know this is an hour class, but what are two things that you're hoping to learn? Anybody can speak.
I hope to learn how to eat more healthy without getting rid of some of those things that are really like a pleasure in life to eat.
Uh-huh. All right, thank you, Lupita.
I hope to get motivated to move.
Oh. And we're going to talk about that too. I think after this, Pat, you will be very motivated to move.
Yay.
Okay. All right.
I think I'm trying, well, I've recently been diagnosed with high blood pressure. So, and then with having 3 little ones, I think trying to learn how to eat healthy, a little bit more efficiently, easier things to utilize, especially with the little ones. And then, you know, for myself too, because it seems like I never have time to sit down and actually, you know, especially during the day, it's just me and the 3 kids. So I'm always all over the place. So.
All right. And Kimberly, would you introduce yourself? Where you're from? Oh, did she leave?
Mm-mm.
Maybe she left for a second. I heard a baby crying.
Mm.
So she's got 3 little ones, so she may have stepped away. How about, is it Dinah? Did I say that right? Or I could be messing that name up.
Oh, it's Dina.
Dina, I'm sorry, Dina.
Mhm. I'm
What
Dina.
are 2 things you have to learn?
Just some healthy eating habits.
Healthy eating habits? Okay, okay. And then introduce yourself and tell us where you're from, Dina.
I'm from Fort Wayne.
Okay. Okay, anything else you want to elaborate on?
I've been trying to eat healthy the last year or so.
Okay. All right. Well, we hope that we can help you continue that. Thank you so much. Anyone else? I can't see your whole screen. Okay. All right, next slide, please. Okay, my machine is acting up here. All right, here we go. All right. One of the things we'll learn in this lesson is the importance of drinking water. And also in this lesson, we're going to learn how to be more physically active for our everyday lives. Next screen, please. I've been put on my glasses so I can see. All right, the importance of drinking water. One of the reasons that you really want to drink water is because we as humans are 60% water. Okay. And our blood is 90% water. So you always want to make sure that that blood is flowing through, right? Drinking water will make the difference. It's also essential. Water is also essential for our kidneys and other bodily functions. When we're dehydrated, our skins become more vulnerable to skin disorders and wrinkling. And ladies, let's face it, do we want to be wrinkled? And you know that water can help you, have beautiful skin. So you want to drink that water. You also want to be drinking water instead of a lot of sodas, because it can help you lose weight. It can also lubricate your joints. As some of us get older, we need our joints to be lubricated. It can boost performances during exercise. And just a few more that are not on here. It forms saliva and mucus. So the saliva helps us digest our food and keep the mouth, the nose, and the eyes moist. This prevents friction and damage. It also keeps our mouths clean. It delivers oxygen throughout the body. It cushions our brain, our spinal cord, and other sensitive tissues. So maybe these are some things that you did not realize. It also regulates our body temperature. It flushes our body waste and helps maintain our blood pressure. Those are some of the things that it does for us. It also prevents kidney disease. So kidney damage, you want to drink your water. So water is a very important thing that we need to be adding to our everyday regiment. Next slide, please. And this is one that you may have some questions on. How much water should I drink each day? Depending on how much you weigh, you have your fluid ounces and you have your 8 ounces of water, glass of waters that you need to drink. Let me show you something. If you weigh at least 200 pounds, this is a gallon of water, 128 fluid ounces of water. If you weigh 200 pounds, you're gonna have to drink this much water a day. That is a lot of water, or you're gonna have to drink between 13 to 25 glasses, 8-ounce glasses of water. But the movie stars and the health athletes, this is how much they drink a day, or some of them drink 2 and 3 of these a day. So they, they got all the things we just talked about, how water is very useful to our body. So those are some things that you may start doing. How many of you drink water every day? Does everybody drink water every day?
I drink
Because
so
it's
little.
really, really healthy for you.
Yeah, I drink so little. And
Okay.
now,
Well,
yeah,
now Lupita, you need to drink more to keep that skin pretty.
yeah, Jennifer Lopez, she's like around my age, and you know how she looks. Everybody knows how she looks. So, and she was saying in a show that she drinks like 16 glasses of water.
Okay.
And I cannot even drink 8.
Well,
I just can't.
I think it's mind over matter.
Yeah.
Because once I just gave you some of the good benefits of water. So
Mhm.
that should make us want to drink more water so we can be healthier.
Okay.
I just saw Patricia drinking some more water. Way to go, Patricia. All right. Any questions or concerns on the water issue? Okay. The benefits of being physically active, we're getting ready to switch gears now. This is one that I think Pat is more interested in. Remembering that, living this lifestyle can include balancing your food, how you eat, with the physical activities that you do. And we're going to talk a little bit about the physical activity guidelines for Americans. And at the end of this session, if you want the link for the physical activity guidelines, we would be more than happy to send that to you. It is a lot of documents, it's a lot of pages, but we'll be more than happy to send the link to you if you want to read more about that. All right, so these are the guidelines we're going to be using to be more active every day. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, how many of you exercise? I can't see a lot of faces, so I just have to. Okay, all right. Do you exercise, Dina?
A little bit. I
No,
haven't been in a while, a couple months.
Okay, all right. Do you exercise, Callie? She may not be on the thing right now. Oh, you do. You exercise, Callie?
Not much.
Okay.
Not much.
Okay. All right. Now, when you exercise, we're going to talk about the rate of perceived exertion. And all this means is how hard you feel, how you feel when your body's working. So anywhere, if you're doing the exertion rate of 1 to 3, you see that you're not doing a lot. You're just kind of sitting here like we're doing now. Nothing, you're very comfortable. We could do this for hours, right? And nothing would happen. I mean, we don't feel overexerted. It's easy to breathe. You can carry on a long conversation without any issues, right? But when you start upping it to 4 to 6, you can breathe a little bit heavy. If you start walking or doing a little bit of, running, these things, your breath starts getting a little bit heavier. You can hold only a short conversation, nothing long. You're still comfortable, but you can notice that you're doing something. It's a little bit of a challenge, right? As you're walking, you can feel your heart rate getting a little bit, getting a little bit heavier. When you're doing 7 to 8, that means that you're kind of uncomfortable, that you have shorter breath, that you can only speak a sentence. And this is the one that I do. I'm borderline uncomfortable when I'm walking 30 minutes. It can be a little bit uncomfortable, but I know that it's working for me because I can feel my muscles. And I was doing something this morning and I heard my bones, my knees cracking. I thought I was popping popcorn. They were doing they were doing so badly, and I thought I need to be doing more of this. So the more vigorous you are, the better it is for you. But making sure that you're not so uncomfortable that you'll pass out. So I know athletes and people that make this part of their living, they may be able to do the 9 and 10 exertion because they've trained for this, they're used to it. But you want to make sure that you're doing exercise that's a little bit uncomfortable for you, but you don't want to pass out. So you want to start out slow, and Felicia, our little guru, is going to talk about that later on in these slides. But you want to make sure that if any of you that have not done exercise or done very little exercise, the 4 to 6 range would probably be something that you want to do because you're still comfortable. You can still hold a short conversation. So just starting off walking, you're going to feel the difference as you get better at exercising. Okay. Any questions or concerns on this one?
I think I just want to add too is that as you continue to exercise, something that maybe used to be a 4 to 6 for you will start becoming a 2 to 3. So as maybe when you first start your walks every day, maybe they are really hard for you and you can't really talk to other people while you're walking. But as you continue moving forward with exercise, it'll get easier for you, which is kind of fun.
Yes. But but walking, you can go further. Some people can start with maybe a block, and then they can move it up to maybe a half a mile, and then they can move it up to a mile. But doing any type of exercise is good for you, and I'm going to tell you why it's good for you in just a moment. Next slide, please. As an adult, and I think most of us are adults on here, we need at least 30 minutes of exercise, 5 days a week. And you can do strength training. You can anybody use those resistant bands or weights? Those can be very good for you. They have different color resistant bands for different exercises that you can do. Those are some things that the guidelines say that adults need at least 30 minutes a day, and that you'll be sitting less. So we got to get up and move. Okay. Next slide, please. Here's one with our children. I know Kimberly has 3 kids, all under the age of 4, but they need at least 60 minutes of exercise. Like the little 4-year-old, 60 minutes of exercise playing all the time. And I'm sure the baby probably does with the other little sisters and brothers that she has. And you want to make sure, one of the things about our kids, they need exercise because too much screen time for the kids and regular exposure to poor quality programs is linked to, get this, obesity, inadequate sleep and insufficient sleep, behavioral problems. How many of your kids have behavioral problems? A lot of kids have delays in their language and social skill development. Violence can be linked to this, attention problems, and less time learning. So we want to make sure that we're kind of regulating the screen time for our children and making sure they're getting out, getting fresh air, playing outside, doing other things, playing games, reading, things of that nature. Not saying that all the activities on the screen is not good, because a lot of them are, but you want to have that personable time with them as well. Okay. Any questions or concerns on this one? Okay. Next slide. Okay. Regular physical exercise has many, many benefits. It reduces the risk of some diseases, including heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes. It helps us reach a healthy weight and stay there, losing the weight that we want to lose. It can help build bones and strengthen our bones. It can increase our energy levels. It can help us sleep better. Who doesn't want to sleep better? Sleep better and improve our mood. Because, COVID has put us in a whole different mood. So getting the proper sleep can help improve our moods, because we see a lot of people right now that are really short-tempered. And children that are actively, physically active, they learn better and they do better in school. Who don't want their children to do better in school? Or if you're going to school, it can help you learn better and do better in school as well. So these are some of the benefits of physical activities, and there's more. Next slide, please. Did you know that 5 million people die every year because of physical inactivity? This is 5 million people because they don't do any type of physical activities. That's a lot of people, 5 million every year. This is according to the Mayo Clinic. Studies also show that more time spending sitting down is linked to higher blood pressure, higher blood sugars, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. Does anybody on this call have any of these things?
I
Okay.
have the high blood pressure.
Okay, you have the
and
high blood
probably-
pressure, okay.
High blood pressure and probably obesity. The high blood pressure recently became with my recent pregnancy, but now it's continued after delivery. So unfortunately, a lot of it is probably from being inactive. Yes, I have 3 children, but I do have a lot of downtime.
Okay.
I mean, I shouldn't say downtime, but I do a lot of sitting, which I think contributes a lot to it.
Okay, and I'm glad that you understand that, Kimberly. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the studies also showing that taking more breaks from sitting helps to decrease, weight. It also improves your blood sugar and it lowers your blood pressure. And I'm sure that's what you would like, Kimberly, to lower your blood pressure. Okay, next slide, please. Now, here's the things that if you're sitting too long, how it affects your body. When you sit too long, it can affect your head, blood clots that can form sitting too long that can cause a stroke. Nobody wants a stroke. In your heart, if you're not doing any exercise, it can contribute to cardiovascular disease and sleep apnea. Your stomach, if you're sitting too much, it can contribute to obesity and colon cancer. In your arms, if you're physically inactive, it can increase your risk of hypertension, otherwise called high blood pressure. And in your legs, fluid can collect in your legs while you're sitting. So when you're walking, it can pump, it before it causes any type of issues. And I've heard so many people when they're sitting for a long time, how fluid builds up in their legs. And so you want to make sure that you're not, if you're sitting at a computer or, sitting at home, get up 5 or 10 minutes every hour, walk around, do something. Because you see, because we here in the system, a lot of us are working from home. We still sit at our desk and we don't get up. And so you see these major things that can happen to us when we're sitting too long and our body's not getting what it needs. Now, how many of you have sat too long before and not realizing that these things could happen to you? Right? So we need to make sure we're getting up, even if you're at home, getting up to do things. So that's very, very important. All right, the next slide, please. Here's some suggestions on ways to reduce the amount of time that you spend sitting. Now, when we're watching TV, how long is the commercial? Somebody talk to me. How long is the commercials?
Forever.
Are the commercials longer than the programs?
It seems
There's
like
a
it.
channel.
So I'm just saying, if you're watching your favorite program, when commercials come on, get up, walk around, you could just walk, in place. Go get a drink of water, have your water bottle by you so you can, drink some water, do some strength activities, have your little waist and you could just do some curls, arm curls, something like that. When you're working on a computer, again, take those stretch breaks. But those of us who can do jumping jacks, and that would not be me, just standing up for a minute or two. If you have kids, take them to the park, do some things with them, walk around with them. Take a short walk. I think we're going to do that after this call. We're going to take a short break to go outside and just do some walking. If you drive, park far away when you go to the grocery store. then that'll be good instead of parking closely. But I gotta tell you, ladies, for all those of us who know about our hair, if it's raining, you know, we're gonna park close. We're not trying to walk we're not trying to walk real far. No, no. If you take the bus, if you can get off a block before your stop, that would be good. And you can walk the rest of the way. So those are just some suggestions that we can probably use to help us do some things. Okay, next slide. Some ways to be physically active include doing yard work. You know, it snowed a lot this winter. So I did work because I had to shovel snow. So that was a good body workout. That worked down from my arms, my legs, my heart, everything. And I like to do garden work. I like to do a lot of stuff in my yard in the spring and summer. So those are some things that I like to do. Using the stairs instead of the elevator. Here at Urban League, we have stairs and we have the elevator, so we can take our choice. And lately, I gotta admit, the elevator has been my friend. Felicia decides to embarrass me because she takes the stairs all the time. But me, I like the elevator, so I'm just gonna have to eat my words and I'm gonna have to start taking the stairs, right? Walking and riding your bike. I know that a couple of years before COVID came, there were there was like a bike day where people were riding their bikes to work, riding their bikes to school, kids riding their bikes to school, because it was like an exercise week, if you will. And those things could be good for us to, you know, to utilize. Anybody ride their bikes? Nobody rides bikes? Okay. Is that because you don't have bikes? Okay, okay. All right, okay. Again, working on the computers, we can't stress that enough. Stand up and move. Or how about music? Turning on some music and dancing. Now, everybody likes to dance, don't they? So Dina, I know you can probably get in there and bust a move on some dances, right? You can go some old school. All right, see, it's either we can get in there and do some music. I mean, we're in our own houses, we can do what we want to do. What'd you say, Dina?
I said, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, okay, you can turn on, go on YouTube, and you can bring up Michael Jackson, and you can get carried away with it. That would be great. All right. Any questions or comments on this exercise? Because I want to make sure that we know, you know, exercise is so very important. Felicia.
All right, now I just want to go over some safety tips for being active, because sometimes, I don't know about for you, but when I'm like in that mindset of, you know, I'm ready to start being active and then I just try to jump right in, usually then, you know, I go really hard and I'm really sore, and then I'm like, that's not for me. I'm done being active. I'm done trying, because now I'm going to be sore for like 4 days. So these are some tips just to try to help you be safe and healthy while you're exercising, and to kind of help reduce the chance of being so sore. So the first thing is to make sure you start with a warm up. And a lot of people, when they start exercising, they kind of forget this important step of a warm up. But the point of it is, like it says, to help warm up your body. So if you think about your car, let's say it was, you know, in those cold, icy days, we all had to let our car warm up because that protected the engine. It helped us, you know, to clear off all that ice. All those things are important. So that's why we got to start with that warm up. And so for a lot of times, your warm up is just something that's light. And the point of it is to get your heart beating a little faster. You want to start feeling a little warm, like your skin will feel warm to the touch. But if you get to the point of when you're in your warm up and you're like, you know, breathing really hard, or you're really tired, then you accidentally started your exercise, and that's not a warm up. So the warm up point is just to start getting your body a little warm. And then likewise, a cool down is really important. And something I was reading is that in like with exercise, that's the only time in our life that we normally factor in for a cool down, because so often we go from one activity to the next activity to the next activity. But for our mental component, a cool down is really important of just helping us slow back down, slow down our breathing, and slow down our mind too, so that it can be ready for when we're done exercising to move on to the next activity. And as I was saying, it's important just to start at an easy pace. So sometimes we believe we can do more than maybe what we can. And so don't be ashamed for starting at that easy pace. Like, definitely, I think it's more rewarding when you start at an easy pace and then you're like, my body can handle this. Okay, let me keep going. And then you increase that intensity compared to starting really strong and then being like, oh, I can't keep doing this. Like, this is not for me. So just start easy and slowly increase yourself. And as Peggy was saying, make sure you drink water. Sometimes we only drink water while we're being active, but it's really important to be well hydrated before you be active. And then after, when you're done being active, to keep drinking water, because water has oxygen in it. And so even when we're, our breath is all caught up with us, our body is still in need of that extra oxygen. So make sure you drink lots of water before, during, and after. And the last thing I want to touch on is that if you have pain in your chest, neck, jaw, between your shoulder blades, or down your arm, you should stop exercising and call 911, because that is a risk factor of a heart attack. So those different areas, if you're feeling that pain in those areas, then you might be having a heart attack. And not being all the way scared of having a heart attack, but if you ever have concerns about, if exercising is healthy for you, or if there's certain exercises maybe you should be staying away from, because I know, like, for instance, if you do upper head exercises and you have hypertension, that's not healthy because that can increase your hypertension. So if you're ever concerned about certain exercises, make sure you talk to your doctor so that you can be the healthiest that you can be before you start exercising. So with all that being said, let's go to the next slide. And I want you all to, if you are in a place that you feel comfortable moving around with me, we are going to go through some exercises together, because I know, at least for me, sometimes I think, like, I want to be more active, but I don't really know where to start. And so this is a handout I'm going to be emailing to you all. But as Peggy talked about earlier, like 2 days a week, we're supposed to be doing strength training exercises. So these 7 exercises on the screen are all strength training. So those are all good for your muscles and your bones. And at the bottom, you can see it says perform each activity for 2 sets of 6 repetitions. So what that means is that let's say for the calf raises, we would do 6 of them. So you would do 6 calf raises, and then you would move on to the seated mountain climbers, and you would move on, do all of those 7 exercises, and then you would do them all again. So in total, we do calf raises 12 times. And so you'd have a little break, during that time. And also it says that we can, add weight. So something Peggy and I talked about is if you have 2 little water bottles, those are always good weights to start. And something else that's really interesting is that if you believe, like, if you create that tension in your body, it actually does make it harder. Like, for when we do the tricep kickbacks, I want you just to really squeeze your arms together and really, like, pretend that you're trying to get through some mud or some oil, something that's hard. And it's crazy how it will affect your muscles, and it will make it tight for you. So give me 1 second. I'm going to turn on my other camera. Let me stop sharing this. And I want you all, if you're comfortable and if you're in a place, I know that some of us are at work, but some of us are also all working together. So I invite you to stand up with me and let's try it out together. So give me just 1 second to turn on my other camera.
Now, y'all gonna stand up with us? You gonna stand up? Okay. You gonna stand up with us, Dina? If you can. If you can.
Okay, let me make sure that I can see myself over there. All right, ladies, all that's here. Let me get this. I'm gonna turn off this front camera because that's weird. Okay, so the first exercise we're gonna do together is called calf raises. So this is all focused on the calf here. So I want you just to stand up, get comfortable, put your arms kind of, you can relax them at your side. And then the focus is to get on your tippy toes. So you just go up. And make sure you guys can see that. I'm just going up on my tippy toes. So let's do 6 of them together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we can, shake it off. Feel good, feel good. And now, while we're standing up, let's go ahead and do our stomps. So that one, let me get my body right. There we go. That one is all focused on, you're gonna bring your leg up and then pound it to the ground. And the interesting thing is with, if you go back to like high school, I think science with Newton's third law, it's everything has an equal and active reaction. So how hard we stomp the ground, in essence, is gonna stomp our leg back. So this is really good for building your bones. All right, ready, ladies? So let's do 6, ready? So get it up high and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So depending on, however high you want to bring up your leg, this will work your abs here and it will work your bones in your leg. And then the next one we're going to do while we're standing up is the tricep kickback. So that way you're going to bend your knees a little bit. It's almost like you're sticking out your bum, but you're not really. And then you're going to do your fists and make it really tight. And then you're going to pull them back. And it's all focused in your shoulder blades up there. Okay, ready? So let's do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think my camera that has me exercising got a little frozen. So let me make sure it gets unfrozen real quick. I'm using 2 computers here. Bear with me. Can you guys see me moving in that other camera?
No.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We can go on to, that's why I have 2 cameras here, right?
Right.
So, all right, we're gonna go back down to our chairs now. And the next one we're gonna do is let's do our seated mountain climber. So let me see if I can fix this camera. Apologize that my other camera decided to die on me. So let me back it on up. That's good enough. Okay, so now we're gonna cross it, our arms like this, and we're gonna lift one leg at a time and cross it to the opposite elbow. And if that's too high, you can just lift your foot a little bit and cross it down. Does that make sense? All right,
Yes.
ready? Let's do 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I don't know about you, but I can feel my abs kind of feeling it, and it's like, ooh, good thing I didn't eat a big lunch yet. All right, and then the next one we're gonna do is called a seated leg lift. So I guess you can kind of see my other camera come back on, but that one's kind of like the stomps where we're just lifting up our leg a little bit and putting it down. And that one, make sure you keep your top body like straight so that you can really feel it in those abs. So ready? Let's do 6 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And let's see, I think we just have one. We're gonna skip the lunges because I couldn't get my camera to work for that. So the last one.
It's working.
Well, I know, but remember when we practiced it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The last one we're gonna do is our chair stand. So those are kind of similar to a squat. For if you're, if you want to do squats, you can go for it. But for some of us, it's important to start in this chair to kind of help us keep our balance. So you're gonna want to keep your feet on the ground, get a good so that they're like hip distance apart, and then we're just gonna stand up. But you're not gonna use the sides of your chair. Yep. Okay, let's go back down and let's do 6 of them. Ready, set, let's do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Beautiful. And then for our cool down, we can shake it on out a little bit. Remember how we said, we want to do a cool down. So we can also take our arms and we can do a little stretch for them. Bring it on over. We can bring it on over to the other side. It's something that for like those of us who work at a desk a lot, a stretch that I found that I really like is when you stretch your neck like this, and then
Yes.
you're gonna walk out this other arm. So you're like stretching this arm far away. And I don't know about you, but I feel a lot of tension in there. I can switch it. I'm just gonna do 2 on both sides just to get my neck really stretched out.
That is tension. Wow.
And it's interesting because the farther you work out your other arm, it's just like, ooh, you can feel it all released down there. So I hope that you all enjoyed our quick little, quick little exercise. See, it's not that difficult. It's, definitely doable. We did it right here in our chair. So if you're at work, like something that I do is I definitely do those seated leg lifts under my desk. You can see me moving it a little bit. So yeah, definitely all of those you can do at work or you can do at home, whatever is available. I'll turn back to Peggy.
All right. How'd everybody feel? Just that little bit of exercise.
It was good.
Could you feel a little bit of something in your body? I like that one with the neck because I could feel that tension. So that was good.
Hey,
Felicia,
Adam,
excellent job.
I felt my being out of shape.
Yeah. I mean, you do feel those things. Did anybody hear any bones cracking? No? Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say, now that we're done with our short exercise, make sure y'all take a quick drink of
Take
water.
your drink.
Even
your
if you're
water.
like, okay, that wasn't that difficult, still drink some water. It's healthy for you.
So, so we're gonna, and this is good stuff. So Felicia, good job. And we're gonna be doing these extras, we're gonna be talking about exercise every week. Okay? So we just want you to know that, and hopefully so Kelly said it was good. She enjoyed it. How about you, Autumn?
It was much needed.
It's very much needed. And I know, how about you, Kimberly? She must be with the babies again.
Oh, I got a few in.
You got
I was holding the baby doing some of them. So
Oh, well, see, the baby's getting exercise at an early age. Way to
I was trying
go.
not to do too much because, with
Yeah,
my
you
blood
know, that's a
pressure,
newborn. Yes.
my blood pressure is getting a little too elevated.
Oh, we don't want that to happen.
But because my biggest issue is I don't drink enough water, I think. So
Okay.
I got one of those big 1/2-gallon jugs, but sometimes it just sits on that counter of mine.
Okay, but when we talked about all the things that water does for your body, you might want to drink more water, right?
Yes, I know. After seeing that, I'm like, man, I really got to start motivating myself to get that water in.
Yes, so that's a good thing. So
Is there something, I'm
Yeah, go
sorry,
ahead.
is there something that can be added to the water? So maybe it'll have
yes.
a better taste for her and then
Yes.
I'll encourage her to drink more water?
Yes, because I mean, I add like citrus to mine. I'll add some oranges to mine, to my water to get a citrus flavor from it. And I've seen in hotels where they have like oranges and limes and lemons and strawberries. Some have cucumber water that they use, and some have the little packets of water that they put in their water to make it a little more flavorful. Because I know some people just cannot drink plain water. It's just a hard thing for them to do. So just putting something in it can make you want to drink more of it. And besides, it's 90% of that, does things with your blood. So we want to make sure that we're getting all the water that we need, because water is so good for us and keeps our skin looking pretty. Who doesn't want pretty skin, right? So
And
doing
you,
those types of things.
And in the cookbook you'll get, there is 3 different recipes on how to make like special flavored water. So I don't know if you can see that, but different ideas for making your flavored water.
Thank you,
Oh.
Felicia.
That'll be really nice. Like I said, I'm like the Sahara Desert is what I describe it as. I could have 1 cup of coffee and literally not drink the rest of the day. So that's kind
Ooh.
of probably my biggest problem is I don't take that time out. And
Mhm.
I don't realize that my body's so depleted until my blood pressure is probably up. Because I think they correlate a lot. And so that's probably my biggest problem. But yeah, I always tell people I can go all day and have 1 cup of something and not drink the rest of the day.
Wow. So
So
that's not, and I also talked about water being, helping to get rid of body waste. So that
yeah,
can
so
help a
then
great
at
deal
that
as
point,
well.
I'm not eliminating anything at all.
Yeah.
I get that 1 cup of coffee and I'm like just holding everything in.
Well, so Kim, we're gonna work with you.
Okay.
We're gonna work with you, Kimberly. So doing these exercises, what kind of, will you do more physical activities this week? If you do something, what do you think you may start doing? And I'm gonna go through each one. I mean, so Pat, what do you think you might start doing this week? Something different.
I am going to commit to walking 15 minutes a day,
Ooh,
5 days a week, 5 days.
Oh, 5
at least
days a
5
week?
days. Yeah.
okay. And that could be good because Patricia, who does our Aspire program, she can help you with SMART goals.
Oh.
She can help you do some SMART goals if you ever want some help with that.
Yeah, I just need to be accountable to people. And so if I tell you all I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Y'all hear that? So we're all her accountable people, and I
Yeah.
see her more than you guys, so I'm gonna be on you.
That's true.
All right, Patricia.
Well, what was your question again? Something about me
Yeah,
working
so what-
out. It's kind
What are
of
you gonna do this week to be more physically active? We know you're going on vacation, so you may
right. I'm going to be on vacation, and it's going to be a lot of walking on the vacation.
okay.
And I'm really going to work on limiting the things that I eat while on vacation, because that's one of my issues. So more movement and less experimenting with all the different foods.
Okay, but that's kind of vacation.
Well, if I can do less of it,
But that's
maybe-
true.
yeah, I can buy
Very
something
true.
and make sure I'm sharing whatever I get with someone else. So I get the taste of it, but I'm not eating a full plate of whatever.
Okay, all right. Dina.
I'll probably walk 30 minutes a day.
Okay, now are you used to exercising like that?
Huh?
Are you used to exercising like that for 30 minutes? Are you used
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you're gonna do 30
Mhm.
minutes a day,
Hmm.
5 days?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, Kimberly.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I'm not sure how accountable I can make myself. I'm trying to think what I can do, because the weather's been so crazy, and with having the 3 little ones,
Mm-hmm.
once that weather breaks though, I have some strollers and I plan on getting out there, but right now I'm trying to figure out what I can do in the house.
Okay.
I mean, I'm like an OCD person though. I like to clean and listen to music. So
I mean,
don't
that's
know.
exercise.
So I'm trying to think if I can, I do it every day. So I feel like that doesn't, you know what I mean? I'm constantly picking up after the kids, moving around and stuff. So, but I don't feel like, I just don't think it's enough that it's pushing me to, get that slightly out of breath
Mm-hmm.
that I need to get it to be an actual exercise.
Uh-huh.
I wonder, could you try doing dancing with your kids? I don't know, my 2-year-old nephew loves to dance. So, I don't know if your 4-year-old would enjoy that. You could do a little dance party.
That's a good idea, because I've done that a couple times when I've had I call them cleaning parties for them to clean up their toys. And so we'll have music going on the TV, and my 1-year-old and my 4-year-old like to dance. So
Okay,
maybe we could do like a power party, for like maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes every day.
yes, that'd be great. All right, I think they would love that. They could be good dancers as well.
Oh yeah, they think they're good dancers, I tell you.
Okay, how about you, Autumn?
So currently I go to the gym Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay,
But I noticed on my off days, I'm very stagnant. So I want to at least start stretching on my off days. And then I'm really waiting for it to warm up so I can start walking my dog and just go on some long walks on the days that I don't go to the gym.
mm-hmm. All right,
Yeah.
all right, thank you, Callie.
I will be doing these desk exercises that I just learned from Felicia. Also, that tip on moving at least once an hour, totally necessary. I'm gonna commit to those two.
All right. All right, and Kelly, we can watch you. We can watch you, Callie. How about you, Lupita?
Oh, I'm not going to the gym, but I'm active all day. Like when I finish to work here, I'm doing weights with all the sanders and all the construction equipment that I'm using.
Okay,
I'm going upstairs a lot, bringing materials and carrying tools. So then I guess for a while that's what I'm keep doing.
okay, okay. All right. So, and I'm gonna do my best to do my walking. I do 10 to 15 minutes exercise in the morning, and I need to do it in the evenings as well. So I need to do at least 30 minutes. So I'm gonna do my best to do that, because I know in the mornings when I exercise, I feel better. I was telling Felicia yesterday, I thought I feel really energetic today because I did 15 minutes of exercise. So that does make a difference. And I had a better mood because I'm not a morning person. And I was pleasant yesterday. Imagine that. Okay. So when you're doing fitness, true fitness is really fine when you only focus on one thing. When you're exercising in the mirror, only focus on your smile, because your smile says a lot, that you're enjoying it, that you want to make a difference. So you don't have to look at your body, just look at your smile, because fitness is a state of being, not a way of looking. It's a lifestyle. And when we embrace it as such, we give ourselves permission to take some rest days and adding exercise whenever and wherever we can. Kimberly, whenever and wherever you can, and celebrate your bodies for what they can do. No matter your location or your budget, there's a way to move that will make everything feel better. So discovering that is the key that will unlock all the benefits exercise has to offer. So here's to finding joy through movement. Make it remind us of the potential and the power that we all have within us. So that's a good thing, right? So we want you to make sure that you're committed to what you're going to do, because it's going to help you. And next week, we're going to talk about Plan, Shop, Save. We also want to make sure that we have your addresses for the gift cards for all of you that have done your pre-test. So is everybody's on this call done their pre-test, correct? We need to make sure you've done those, because that's very important for our grants. So have you done yours, Callie, Autumn?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we want to make sure that we get our $10 to you. If somebody made one of the e-gift, we can do that. But make sure that we have your address so we can send that $10 to you. And also, we're going to send you a link to do a client profile form. We need that as well, because once you have to do a lot of paperwork, so we can keep doing these. So it's no cost to you, and we can still get incentives. If you do not want to give us your name, you can put your initials, or you can give us the last 4 digits of your phone number if you want to do that. But you can answer, the questions that we're asking you to answer and send them back to Felicia.
And
Or send them back to me.
For just to ensure that I have your addresses correct, after this meeting, I'll send everyone an email with the different handouts we talked about. And then also in that email, I'm going to include the address I have on hand for you to make sure that, you know, if there's anything that got typed in wrong, you can just reply back to that email and I'll know so I can send the gift card to the correct place.
Yes. And we will always send out the gift cards the week of, so that the next week you know that we're keeping our word. So always, so we want to make sure that we're doing what we said we're going to do. And for the second, third, and fourth weeks, we will not be doing, you don't have to do any type of pre-test or anything like that. Like I said, on the fifth week, we will send you another post-test to make sure that you fill that out, and that way you can get your certificate, you can get your cookbook, and you'll get your $10. Is that good? Anybody have any questions or concerns or anything like that? Was the class okay for you today? Do you think you might want to return next week? Maybe?
I'll be back.
Okay, thank you, Pat.
I wanted to ask, can people still join the
Yes,
class?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. So we might have to have those people look at the recording so they can catch up, okay?
Okay.
Okay? So I thank you all for spending time with us, and I make sure that I'm cordial on the time. Yes, I'm a minute. So thank you all. Any questions or concerns?
Thanks.
None? Okay, on that night, have a wonderful and blessed afternoon, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
My first class, yay, online.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it. It's been really
Thank you, Kimberly. I'm
helpful.
looking forward to talking with you a lot.
Me and my Sahara Desert over here, I tell you, it's hard for me.
So you enjoy your babies.
All right, thank you.
And if we can do anything for you, Kimberly, reach out to us, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
All right. All right, bye, babies. All right. Phew.